Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Erich Show, the only show you need to be watching once a week to get your security news, views, fix, and opinions. So let's get it on.
Welcome to the Erich Show, featuring your hosts Javvad Malik and Erich Krohn. Timely topics, poorly presented.
Timely topics, poorly presented, and we aim to live up to that today and double it some more. So I drew the short straw today and end up having to present alongside not one but two of the worst people in the world, Erich and James. How are you both doing?
Really, you're going to start that? I'll tell you what, we are live right now from I don't know if you can't see that. Secure
No.
West Virginia. We are in like the coal mines of West Virginia here at one of the conferences. And we thought, you know what better place to do a cybersecurity podcast from than a cybersecurity show?
Cybersecurity. Exactly. There you go.
You almost look like twins at the moment. You're wearing the same outfit. You're almost like in a padded cell somewhere. The gray beard. Yeah, exactly. The receding hairlines.
I'm the taller one.
Hang on. Stop describing yourself, Javvad.
Yeah. Gray hair. Yeah. He's got you there. Definitely.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
He could be wearing a sweater.
True.
True. But luckily, I've got some fashion sense and I've got fashion advisors. And let's move swiftly on to this week's stories. And I realized that I didn't hit share screen yet, did I? So
no, I don't see.
First off is something close to James, the Irish. And the Irish watchdog has imposed a record 310 million. That sign is a euro. 310 million euro fine on LinkedIn for GDPR violations. And this is quite big. It's quite significant. And it's based on a complaint that was filed against LinkedIn back in 2018. So the wheels of justice move slow, but they do move, apparently, or they turn. And what was really interesting about this is that the whole case is kind of based around when someone says, like, yes, you can save my data for appropriate reasons or what have you. That definition is really woolly, and a lot of these organizations have been taking that definition and just like, oh, they said it's okay for us to use their data. That means we're going to save it forever. We're going to target them with ads forever. We're going to like do everything forever. And that is really the point that's really coming into contention here. Legitimate interest. That's the term. It was, not seeking explicit consent or sufficiently informing them prior to processing third-party data of member and using legitimate interests as a legal basis. Yeah, and that is where they went wrong. But
that was one of the big
everyone's doing it these days.
Yeah, that was a big thing about the GDPR is making sure that it's only used for what you say it can be used for, as opposed to just blanket grabbing it. And they were using this to target people based on other stuff, which wasn't part of what they were agreeing to, right?
Or what the expectation was,
Yeah. And so the Irish made $310 million on the deal, which is, I mean, that's a big fine, though, if you think about it. And for organizations like this, that's a struggle with GDPR because a lot of their business model is based on getting that information, right? Once again, we don't pay for LinkedIn unless you're in the supreme whatever ones. But it goes back to if you don't pay for it, you're the product, right? And so this could really impact how organizations do business. Now, this was a long time ago. So do you know anything? Like, have they changed how they do things since this was brought up back in 18 or 19 or whenever it was?
No, I don't think anything's really changed. I mean, why would you change something before being told to change something? And I think the whole thing is like the regulators given them like a really short time frame, like 3 months to sort their act out and implement certain controls and what have you. So it's quite an interesting one. But I think what happens is that you see all of these sort of like cloud-based social media, whatever networking type platforms, they're all based on a let's grab user information and sell it to advertisers type model. And what you really need to do is like change it around to a user-centric model where users are fully aware of what they're giving up their data, what the purpose is for, and have more control over it, which is basically what GDPR was set out to do. But because it doesn't gel with these business models, there's a lot of friction there.
So an interesting part of that or thought is if people knew how the information was being used, would they still really care? Like if it said we're going to give out this information to everybody that knocks on the door, do you think people would actually not sign up for the service?
Honestly, I think people still would because of the benefit they get out of it. And they're like, okay, so my information's being offered up. And one of the things, if I remember correctly, with GDPR, when they fine you, it's like 4% of their revenue. So if this was what, 315 million. So if that's only 4%, I mean, look at the money that's being brought in. You got to look at it from the organization, from LinkedIn's perspective. They're like, all right, so we take a 4% hit, okay, all right, we keep going.
Cost of doing business.
Cost of doing business. And then whatever they're making off selling off the information as well. So, it needs to be like a 10 or 15% hit.
It's a balancing act.
Very
Because
much so.
you're right. Sometimes you can give very explicit warnings to user, but most of the time what's happening is it's like the pop-up banners. They're kind of like using bad faith a bit. Like, hey, here's a cookie. And if you want to continue, click OK. And people just want to continue. They don't want to spend time.
Right. Yeah.
And
it's like the number one lie everybody tells. I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions.
Right.
Yeah.
People just click it. They see the cookie acceptance fine, click it, and off they go. So.
And both of you.
Here's one of the organizers.
One of the
Hello
organizers.
to Jimmy.
Yeah, this is Jimmy.
Hey.
She's with Secure West Virginia.
She is the vice president.
Nice to meet you.
Most days.
And welcome to the Erich Show.
You're live, by the way.
You're live.
Hi. Okay, this is fun. I'll get back out of your way. Nice to meet everyone.
Yeah, nice to meet everyone. The millions and millions of viewers we have.
Millions of fans. She's now off camera, just crying in embarrassment. The poor girl.
Oh, that was awesome. This is one of the reasons I wanted to do this live here, right?
You never know.
Like, hey, who knows what's going to happen?
You never know who's going to stop by and say,
Right.
You never know. You never know.
Man.
I don't know if you remember, just really quick, you two old enough to remember, but you're also old enough to forget everything that you remembered. Back in 2002, there was an Outlook worm sort of thing. It was called Friend Greet.
Okay.
And if you installed it it would email every one of your Outlook contacts itself. So
That's like every other Outlook worm that's ever happened.
There was a slight twist, though. There was a slight twist.
Okay.
The software presented a EULA that actually explicitly said, "This is what we're going to do."
This is what we're going to. I thought he was going to tell us about the "I love you" virus, and he was going to finally profess his appreciation for us.
Wow. But that's funny because that's exactly what I was talking about. As if they knew,
right?
Do they read it? Do they care anyways? Right? We undervalue our personal data and metadata that's out there all the time.
Right.
And so it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to us. But South Park did a great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, Randy. I'll have to look for that. Have you seen it, Javvad?
No, I've not. No.
Yeah, it's meant to be hidden in the bottom part. You don't read
exactly,
absolutely.
Mr. Singer.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party, Mr. Singer.
See how I love how it shows nobody at all is watching, yet we get comments.
We get comments.
I love this platform. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's the thing. Again, if you ask them and they go, they're probably going to go okay. So then you avoid a 315 million E symbol, whatever that is. It's not American money, so it doesn't count, right?
It's more like 400 million for us.
But yeah, if you just put that in there and they agreed to it, and what the hell, right? Like, what's the problem then? That would be the way to get around this, I think.
I need to create a fake person for my online presence. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some great websites out there that can generate all that content for you.
Yeah. It's what I do on OnlyFans.
There's also a problem where, like, you create a fake persona and then you forget where your real one begins and your fake one ends, sort of thing. It just like bleeds into one, and then you realize your fake one's getting better suggestions and adverts, and you.
DJ's watching from Australia.
JJ's watching.
down under.
Right.
Yo,
She's-
JJ.
I appreciate you watching while standing upside down right now. We
Yeah.
appreciate that so much.
And thanks for the eye emoji. It makes it
Creepy.
like less creepy. So I was
Less
gonna say
creepy?
less
Less
creepy.
creepy?
I'm watching.
Ooh, that's an idea.
Yeah.
Let's go buy that
Fake
domain.
name generator. Oh,
Yeah.
there's fake name generator as well as fake name personas too.
Okay.
Yep.
Done. Boy, we're
Okay.
rambling.
Thanks, James. I blame you.
I've heard
On
of that
to-
thing.
from one fine to another. Now,
Okay.
the SEC has fined 4 companies for
yeah.
misleading disclosure. And this is a perfect case study in what happens when you let PR do your incident response. I think that's what we're going here with here.
Well, hold on though. PR has to be involved in the incident
Yes.
response.
It does have to be involved, but it
And then
can't
you have
be.
lawyers that are involved.
Yeah.
And they
Right.
tell PR what to say, and then the tech people have no input whatsoever.
Oh God, Anne's watching too.
Oh my God.
Oh,
We
wow.
got-
Dude,
Oh,
this
we
is
got
an
all the-
international audience. You see that?
You know,
we got
you
Australia. We got.
know why
the
Anne's
Netherlands.
watching? She wants to make sure Javad's going to get his work done.
Ah, that's a good point.
That's what
yeah.
it is. Because she knows once this finishes, she can send him
Yeah.
some more work to do.
Exactly. Yeah. No, this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, we were
SEC.
talking about more fines. Huh?
Yes, more
Okay.
fines.
Yeah.
Failure to disclose, as we've seen with the new SEC requirements that have come out
Yeah.
for organizations.
So-
They're 8Ks,
so what-
10Ks.
What the SEC found was that these 4 companies, that they were actually breached in 2020 and 2021 by the same actors behind the SolarWinds breach,
Okay.
Right.
which was breached because of the intern, according to their CEO.
Right.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But each negligently minimized its cybersecurity incident in its public disclosures. And this is where I mean, like, I'm not saying don't let PR but don't underplay it so much that you end up misleading or lying.
Right.
Yeah, I also heard that you don't call it a red team exercise. Yeah, that you're paying for vulnerability testing, right? No, it's true though. You should be a little bit honest on this when it comes to these things. Otherwise, yeah, it can come back and bite you square in the backside later on, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Now, this is where some of that stuff gets a little confusing, though. When you look at some of the rules and the laws and the legislation that they've been trying to push, like you need to, like you need to report within, when they say like 72 hours, right?
Yep.
If it's material.
Yep.
You know what? I've been
Materiality.
involved in IR, and I had no idea whether it was material or real or anything big within 72 hours.
Yeah, but that's
You're
where
still
you're
figuring out what
Yeah.
the hell is going on
Right,
at that
yeah.
point. So I have a problem with some of that, but then when it comes time to do your filings like this, you better know what's going on and what it is. By
once
the
you
time
find
you do
out,
that.
once
Yeah.
you find out that it impacts materiality, then you have to file within 72 hours. So yeah,
Right.
you're still gonna, when you have the incident occur, you're still trying to figure out, running through all your forensics and bringing in the teams. Then you file once you figure out that this is impacting what can.
Well, but the
That's
material
important to
part
me.
is also a lawyery type of thing.
Sure.
That
Yes.
you don't know what that. Oh no, it's not really a material breach. Our lines are offline for 10 days now. We haven't
Right.
really actually made anything in a couple of weeks.
But if your customer
But,
database
yeah.
gets impacted, if it's strategy systems, if it's
Yeah.
research systems, those are all going to impact your ability to create a product or provide a service. That's materiality.
the lawyers are going to argue
Sure
what
they
it
will.
really truly means. But
Yep.
that's the problem with all of
That's-
these things like this that float around. But
It's the lawyers.
clearly, if the SEC found that they could find these 4 organizations, odds are real good that they went out of their way to underplay what had happened to them.
And even still, the SEC, these new SEC rules only came into effect last year. So, it's interesting that
Well, these are under the old ones then.
these are the old ones. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So, moral of the story: don't have a public company. Then you can say whatever the hell you want.
Nice one, Randy. Is that
You go,
from the
Randy.
South Park episode? I I don't know, but it's funny.
Indeed.
And
So-
Anne, for those of you, please, I'm not asking for help. Anyone, Anne is my official handler, so don't.
Cheers. And
Yeah,
she handles
stand out.
Javvad quite well and keeps
Yeah.
him in line.
as opposed to your
Oh.
personal assistant, which you still try to convince people is me.
Oh, I thought it was you.
It is
It
not.
is you.
I thought it was you.
It is you. There's no two ways about it.
I ran across the cards the other day. Remember when we did the Inside Man thing, where I did the interviews with the actors that did the Inside Man?
Yeah.
And they wrote on the back of the cards, "Thanks for loaning me your PA, Javvad." And like they all got into it too, and they had a good time with that as well. Folks, for the record, I'm not his PA.
Okay, EA.
All right,
EA.
all right.
I'll call you EA if you prefer that. I'll promote you.
That's only because it promotes you to an executive at that point.
Yeah, we're all in trouble now.
We see how this works. You got to watch these.
I've got another story just because I saw this yesterday and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I saw the video of this. Anthropic has got a new Claude model, and it's called computer use computers or computer use. So basically, it you install it on your machine, and they even say in their advice, like maybe put it on a VM, limit to what access it's got. But keep
it away from Reddit.
Basically, the way it works is on your desktop, you'll say, I want to create a new website. That's the example they gave. And from your desktop, you'll open up your browser, it'll go somewhere, it'll find something, it'll generate the HTML, it'll do it, it'll start a server on your machine, it'll everything. So I'm in equal measures like, woohoo, this is great. This could finally replace Erich as my PA. But I'm also like terrified of what it would do. And I think someone actually showed
how different is this from Copilot? That's Microsoft, right? And that's what it's capable of doing, isn't it?
Can that control everything on your computer though?
I don't know. I don't use Copilot. I don't use Microsoft.
Does anyone use Copilot?
I don't use Microsoft.
but this can go like looking in your files. It can pull out update my LinkedIn. Update a LinkedIn with a new headshot and this and that and what, and you'll go into your photos. It'll find a nice headshot for you. It will go upload it to their everything.
We're at the point where they're developing this stuff by looking at Hollywood movies, going, let's see if we can actually make that happen.
Yeah,
like that's what it seems like. We're at that point at this time. Now, I'll tell you what's interesting. I was playing around a little bit. I've been playing with AI for a little bit, and I started doing something. I showed James the results of this. With my home security system. So I use Home Assistant as an automation platform, and there's now a plug-in and some things you can do. I'm taking camera footage from my Blue Iris video system of my house. When that does a motion, I take 3 snapshots, upload that to Google's, Gemini. It actually looks at it, sends it back to me, and notifies me on my phone. So it's telling me stuff like, a person in white shorts and a black shirt walked past your driveway. They were carrying something in their left hand. One of them gave me like, this person appears to be about 5'10" tall. Like, it's describing all of this stuff through this AI piece, and it's pretty wild. It's a little bit creepy.
I was more impressed the fact that it recognized Javvad walking up your driveway as a 4-foot man. That was impressive. that was really cool.
There's a hobbit in
your house. Yeah.
Perry. Oh wow, got sidetracked. So now it has ADD as well.
Yeah,
it has ADD. Yes.
But think about the brilliant stuff here. You'd be like, honey, I was not on OnlyFans. Clearly, that was the AI.
That was the AI doing it. It was doing research.
That's it. Like how long will it be before that is used as a defense? Like someone's website gets DOSed or something, or there's some injection, and like it wasn't me, it was Claude.
Or it becomes a political thing. That wasn't me that said that, or that was AI. Yeah, it was a deep.
Well, like the Tesla,
the Tesla,
Teslas can order parts for the car or something. Think about this: you get a bill for like $1,000 on Amazon, and it's because the AI just ordered you a new video card, the new RTX, 4080 plus or something. It's like, I need more power.
No, the worst thing will be your check engine light comes on the car, and you keep ignoring it, and then one day it goes, "No, I'm not driving you to your desk to the supermarket. We're going to the dealer so we can get this fixed." Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's why you install the VM.
Perry, who's got time for a VM? Ain't nobody got time for that. I just test in production. That's how I grew up. That's our
Right into
thought.
production.
Gotta love it. Perry knows AI too, so he understands this. He just had that book, right? Fake FAIK. Oh,
Yeah.
James is gonna dig it out. Yeah, look at that. Okay,
Perry's book.
Perry's book.
You know,
right
you know
there.
what's missing in this book though?
A signature?
Is
An
Perry's
autograph?
autograph? Is Perry's autograph?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna have him autograph the audiobook.
Audio
Yeah.
or your Kindle.
I can't read anymore. Oh, there it is.
Practical
This is it.
guide to
Look at
living
this.
in a world of deepfakes.
Yeah, who works for? We're being drug into promoting Perry's book for him. This is amazing.
Well, if you guys wrote a
He is
book,
wonderful. That's probably not even Perry. That's probably
it's probably a
AI.
deepfake. It's an
yeah,
AI.
It's an
Perry's
AI. Totally an
AI.
AI.
Now, what is the
Driving the
Lions
wires.
dividend? Do either of you know what the Lions dividend is?
I do not know, but James probably knows, or he's going to look it up in the book, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, hey, let's
We're gonna actually look at the
look for his
definition.
history in a.
That was all my AI. Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Can politicians claim misinformation to evade accountability? Ah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's your
It
OnlyFans.
was published. It was published Cambridge University Press on 20th February 24. So I'm just a bit behind on my research papers. Just like
yeah, just a little bit behind,
yeah,
like
I-
1987.
I only go up to 31st of December 2023. So, but in the new Jav 4.0 model, that will be updated to include latest news and ability to search the
Yeah,
internet.
4.0. Gotta love it. All right, man. Well, you know what? We are at this conference. It's a fantastic conference. I don't want to miss the keynote.
Okay, so don't miss the keynote. It's been great having you both. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for all your lovely comments. Thank you, Perry and Randy, everyone. Jonathan, JJ, the list just goes on and on. My mother, my